Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Thank you, everyone who sticks around. I always very much appreciate it. And yeah, welcome. It's been a week. It's been a week. I mean, literally, it's been a week, but it's been a week. So, trying to think, is this my last time lighting this candle? I don't think so. We have one more week that's a crossover in June. I don't know. I might be in a new candle by this time. Oh, and I canceled this appointment. I was going to get my son's passport renewed, but we have some more pressing things. So I'm glad I saw that. We're planning May 22nd through May 28th. And however you plan is the best way for you. I've been thinking about that for some of my clients about and watching some videos on, is it best to, for you, there is no best. Is it ideal and best for you to plan by the day, the week, the month, the year, or a combination, whatever combination? You could just do daily planning and then have a year plan. You don't have to do months and weeks. I use my months a little less than typical. Like I'm getting through all of these, but these are like all of my medical appointments mostly, and then some school stuff. So I don't use it that much. But I definitely feel like there is this reset that happens per week. So I very much feel like looking at a week at a time. I have been doing some daily list making. I wouldn't say I have like an elaborate, page for that day. Like if it was just, for not a Sunday, but like a typical day of the week. I don't have like per hour so much scheduled out because I can look here and see my appointments. But I don't know, it was something I was reflecting upon. And yeah. So if you ever want to go, if you want me to go in depth about that a little bit more, or like which one would be kind of best for you, let me know, because that's something I could kind of talk about. I have a wall calendar. I have monthly. I have the newest one for me is kind of looking at things quarterly, and that's more from a business perspective. I still don't really have elaborate plans over the course of 90 days or a quarter. But yeah, I mean, I can talk about that in my business planning. But this coming week is going to be a big week. I'm filming this on a Saturday because yesterday, Friday, was huge. It was a lot of medical things. Yeah, I found out yesterday that I'm going to be having surgery this coming week on Friday. It is more of an exploratory surgery. But yeah, it was when I talked to them this last Monday. Here, we can just go back to how this last week went. When I talked to my provider, my gynecologist scheduler, wasn't actually my doctor, but when I talked to her on Monday, they're like, oh, we have an opening the first week of June, which I kind of thought was next week. I got my weeks mixed up. But then it turned out she was like, oh, no, actually, we have an opening next Friday. So because our insurance might be changing soon because of my husband's layoff, I said, oh, yeah, let's get in. And I actually just this morning got the estimate for how much it'll cost. And I have to say, that's why I'm doing it right now. I only had a tiny bit left of my deductible, and I actually went and just paid that this morning. And so it's already paid for, and it wasn't much at all. And yeah, so I feel fortunate that we have good insurance right now, and that it's pretty much all covered. So, yeah, so I'm going to go in Friday. So I'm going to get that put on the schedule. I'm recording and uploading, although it's a day late, but sometimes I just leave it there. And then I had another surgery scheduled. So I won't go into it too much, but our family had to schedule another one. So that's coming up in July. So we were both scheduling things yesterday, and then we came across some other mental health benefits that we hadn't taken advantage of that we can right now. And yeah, it was kind of surprising to have this all kind of line up, and I just am really thankful. So yeah, I don't like being put under. The last time I was last August, so it wasn't that long ago, which feels better for me. I get terrible anxiety about that kind of thing, and for numerous reasons. And I have to say, because there's such a tight turnaround here, I think I'll won't have much time to worry about it. I have therapy in between to talk about it. So yeah, it's kind of surprising, but then it just kind of fit into the schedule. So we're just rolling with it. And again, I have not put the horizontal line. So I wrote a bunch of notes here actually for the surgery, and then I had to move them over to my health planner because that's where they should be. And so I could kind of plan out that day a little bit more. But yeah, I feel like if I do this, I'll just leave a little gap there. Friday will provide more answers for me. It will also provide the next step. And I feel like in the next couple months here, some really big steps will have been taken and kind of wrapped up a little bit. As I mentioned, I've been thinking about a hysterectomy, and I don't know if that's going to be the route. That's what this exploratory is about. They're just going to look around and see. And then I'm going to make a decision on I'm done having kids. I'm just I want to see what's going to be the best for my health moving forward. And yeah, I feel on one hand, I was hesitant because I was like, well, if I'm going to be put under, let me just do the thing. But they really do need to see, and it does widen up my possibilities and choices if they actually see what's going on. And this is all stemming from an ER visit I had in February. So I feel like we're tending to this. I know that sounds like a long time from February till now, but it's partially because I had to wait to see my previous OBGYN. Had a bad experience there, if you've been following along. Had to then reschedule for the new one. And now I've seen her 3 times. I go back in. This will be the 4th time, and then the 5th time actually through the procedure. Health stuff like this takes a while. And when sometimes you just have to look at only the next appointment, and knowing that it's on track for future things that you want to do. After my appointment on the 5th, I felt kind of lost. I felt like there was a procedure I wanted to have done there, it just wasn't successful. And so we have to do it under anesthesia for this one instead. And, that was kind of a blow to what I felt was progress, but now they can combine that with another procedure so that we can have even more information. So it takes asking questions. It takes being a little brave and keep pushing forward. And it's tiring. It's super tiring, but yeah. What else for this last week? So I did catch up on these notes, but for the most part, Wynn was scheduling the surgery for sooner. So if I hadn't waited, I would have had to push everything a week. But because I hesitated, I was like, oh, probably that sooner appointment is probably taken and I'll have to schedule even later in June, maybe July. And they're like, oh no, we have like the end of May. And I'm like, mine, I will take that. Found out, so finding out a lot about some benefits that we can just kind of use here, and had another kind of financial win I can't really talk about, but that's okay. Still a win for us. We're almost at the savings goal, the first savings goal that we had. So we'll probably be making a second savings goal here, but we had until like June 1st, we were thinking, okay, this is how much we're going to save for something then. Things shifted a little bit, and I think we may just continue to save. We don't know yet, but it's kind of like, it's really interesting to see our savings goals from, late last year till now, like actually come to fruition for what we planned. So it's working. What else? Oh, I kind of wrapped up the last bits of being in my business group for the last year. So that was nice. And I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I found out, I think I included it last week, on that Friday. I don't know if I mentioned it. It was right before Mother's Day, and my mom found out she had all these plumbing problems. And so we were like, oh no. So we had her coming over here for showers and everything. And so earlier this week, she got it all straightened out. I mean, it's very expensive, but at least it's fixed. So, whew. And so for Mother's Day, she just kept coming over here, and we kept having dinners together and hanging out. And so it was a very different Mother's Day than we had planned, but we had the meal that we were planning on cooking anyway, but we also had an additional meal. And then, we were still kind of hanging out and stuff. So, and then another win was, did I put it on the wrong week? Maybe I did. Last Friday, right? Was the new season of Queer Eye, and it was so good. Like, I watched so many on Friday night, and it was a hard week last week, and so watching that at the end of the week was really nice. Friday of last week kind of feels like the week before. I don't know, or it feels like this, where is that buffer, or where's that cutoff? And sometimes Friday afternoons are that cutoff for me. So I might have filmed on Saturday. I can't remember. My memory is not great, but I'm just going to go off of this. We have a lot of job offers possibly coming. We are very close. There's several different companies that are all scheduled through next week, and we're just going to see what happens. We thought we might have some more information by now, but not yet. Let's see. We're still going back and forth on the IEP. It's been coming up on a month here. And we asked, I think there was something that was accidentally taken out. We asked for it to go back in. She said, oh yeah, I put it back in. And then she didn't send a copy of it. So we're just that was 3 days ago. So we're waiting to hear back on that. So lessons, patiently waiting for all those things, right? And I was going to start my new meds, but because of my surgery next week, I'm just going to bump it out a week, because they do make me more immunocompromised, and I'm like, now is not the time for that. And I did talk to the kind of pre-op person for anesthesia who was asking questions. They don't actually do the anesthesia, they just ask all the questions. And I said, yeah, it's probably good not to jump on a new med right before this. But I do have to take my regular meds right before that, and just got really squared away on that. What else? I listened to my gut on taking advantage of the benefits and just getting this in. And if I even just get this far, by next Friday, and I will be recording on Thursday before, it's going to be a little tricky this coming week. Because I think it's going to be like 3 days of recovering. I think I'm going to be like super crampy and just uncomfortable. And fortunately, it's Memorial Day weekend and it's a 4-day weekend for my son. And we're just going to be chilling. So it actually times out really well. But I'm not going to be recording after. I'm going to be probably recording the day before so that I can just chill. So just thinking about that, and let's see, taking care of myself, talking through the anxiety this next week, like when I'm feeling it, I want to kind of give some voice to it. But again, I think it's just so helpful to know it's like in a week and not in a month. Last year I had surgery like a month in advance, and it gives you enough time to kind of ruminate on things. This is just kind of like it. I think it's going to happen before I have time to really, really understand it. So, or really like comprehend it. I understand it, but it's hard to kind of like wrap my brain around it. Excited for getting answers and getting things behind me and seeing where these job opportunities land. So there's about 4 kind of things floating out there to see where the next one's going to be. So yeah, there's still so much in limbo, but just being okay with it. I really want to put the schedule for Friday down, but I don't think I can yet. I want to really get back to here. So we have been using the pantry. Sleep has been a little better. Things did improve this last week. I was not sleeping well the week before because I was ruminating on will we move or not. And I had to put away all the apps that I was using to like research. And so sleep did go a lot better. Water was good for like 4 out of the last 6 days. So I'm going to count that. Just the last day or so, I haven't been quite on it. So, and then new med, we're going to push. We're not even going to, I might make a little note. Let's see. Maybe I'll put it here in pencil. Like that. So I think that would be the soonest that I would revisit that. Been watching lots of shows. This feels really good because this is pretty accurate. I've been playing my game and watching shows, and that's really been helping. So finished up. Well, actually, no. Somebody Somewhere on HBO is still going, but I caught up with those latest episodes as well as Ted Lasso. And then the other ones, which is just silly. I watched all of The Great, the newest season of The Great. I don't know if you've seen that. I have enjoyed each season. I have to say the writing on that is so good, and I love watching those actors. Yeah, it's fun. I've been counting up the copays have been coming through on all the therapy. They were kind of like backlogged, and I had to call both our provider and our insurance and be like, are these covered? Because we haven't been seeing anything. And they're like, yes, we had 1 or 2 come through. They're just haven't taken a while. So those are coming through. Savings has been happening. And then I did pay estimate for surgery because and they offer a 10% discount if you pay ahead. But I mean, honestly, it's kind of, we have such a low deductible that it was going to be $120 and it's $110 because we paid in advance. And I'm just like, wow, like that's it? That's all it's going to cost? And I have to say that's because our insurance is so good right now. And that's why I'm hopping on it. And yeah, I could look back and go, oh, I should have hopped on this earlier. I can't. This is when it's happening. We're taking advantage of it now. I might have to get one more procedure done. And I think we'll be having Cobra through July anyway. So I'm really hoping that, I mean, we're already kind of planning on that. And yeah, that will cost a lot. So we've paid Cobra in the past. It's expensive, but I really cannot be without insurance when I've had like random ER visits. So that's okay. But my deductible's all used up, and so it's just focusing on that Cobra payment. Yeah, so that's a little behind the scenes. I got some good website work done this week. So that's coming along. I fixed some bugs on there. There were some little things that were happening. Didn't get to the garage cleanup. I don't know what I meant here for cleanup. I could clean up anything, so I don't know. There is a project with the old Christmas tree. I'm not even spelling this right. Let's see. I'm going to say Xmas. We got a new one through Buy Nothing today, and I'm going to, our old one we got in the year 2001, and it's like you can barely put it together. And so when I saw this one, it was the same size, although I think it's a little smaller or a little lighter, because when I brought it home, it's like really kind of light, but it's just something that we put in my son's room. So he has one, but like it was almost falling over because it wouldn't stand up. So, and why am I crossing that off now? We're not, it's not done yet. I don't know what cleanup is. We cleaned up the house. I don't know. Anyway, I need to put the old one in a bag for garbage, and then put a ticket on there, because in our city we can put out extra garbage. We have like 4 tickets for the year, and that'll be one of our things. And that that fake Christmas tree has lasted quite a while. It's gotten us through a lot of things. We used to use it a lot when my son was young, and we kind of had it raised up, and especially when we had 3 dogs at one point. And it was nice to have like a 4-foot tree that you kind of put on the table, but if you kind of scoot it over to the window, it looks like a full tree. And so, yeah, we've had a lot of good memories with it. We've used it as long as we can. The lights burn out long ago on it. My husband actually got the lights back working on it at one point. Maybe when it was 10 years old, he went through and used one of those little testers, and we had white lights all over it. And then it all died again. That's okay. We don't, so the big fake Christmas tree we have, those lights don't work anymore. And now this one that we got today, the lights don't work anymore, and that's fine. We just put lights over it. Not a big deal. So yeah, it was kind of nice to kind of come across that. I think that's it. So when we look at here we go. Okay. So number 1, surgery. And all the things that come along with that. Let's see. Oh, and then I have a pre-op that I'm going to, and then just focusing on rest and water. I think that's all I can handle health-wise this week. That's enough. That's totally enough. I mean, besides therapy and stuff. So yeah, and we found out we got some free therapy. So we're going to be doing that for a little bit. So we can't backdate that, but we can do, and when we're on Cobra, we can still kind of use it too. So, yeah, that was kind of good to find out. Let's see. Financial. We're coming up to like, I don't think it's, yeah, it's not this time, but the first week of June is our savings goal. So we're still plugging along. And we haven't had to skip anything, which is a big deal because there's a lot of times where things pop up and you're saving for something and you're like, but I have an emergency. I got to use part of it. Yeah. Let's see. So flow, we're going to be primarily sticking it all up there. And I'm going to keep like the rest of this pretty chill. So yeah, we're like all paid up on like medical things. It was nice to just go ahead and pay that. I hadn't seen an estimate before pop through. I was wondering about asking for one anyway. So it was nice to just go, oh yeah, here's your estimate. They were on it. They were on it. It just tickles me because that's what I really wanted. That's what I wanted most. So we're going to do shows. And we're going to play magic. And then, so here it's actually recovery. It shouldn't be too bad. It's just, yeah, it'll be extra crampy for a little bit. But, gotta do it. Gotta do it. And I have to say, I don't know if I'll have the same anesthesia as last time. I believe there's fentanyl in there. I think that's what they used when I was in August. And I was very stressed. I asked for somebody's hand to hold while they were administering it. And they, they kind of had you count backwards sometimes, or they say, okay, it's okay to go sleep now. But I just still remember that moment where the drugs hit and I just felt the stress leave my body. And I have to say that was nice. Fentanyl is a hell of a drug. So I don't know if I'm going to be on the same stuff, though. I might have the one where it takes you a lot longer to kind of wake up. The quick stuff is really nice. You're put under quick and you actually wake up like you're waking up from a nap. And you can just walk right out of there. But this time is going to be a little different. I think, they'll have to wheel me out because I think I'll be a little painful. But it's also nice because it's at our local hospital, so we don't have to go downtown. We're going to see about anything from the pantry. That's been kind of the goal. I've been scouting it out. Whenever I walk past it, I'm scouting it out. I'm going to keep this really light, and I'm just going to put website here. And there is going to be the plan with me is ×2. I might skip the podcast. I'm not sure. So just in case, if you don't see me at all next week and I pop up the first week of June, it's because it was too much. But right now I'm planning on trying to get it all in before, and then just maintaining our spaces. Maintenance. Just keeping it simple. How can I clear out as much as I can? And when this other week comes up here, this will be like the week after. I'll be kind of still, I might feel a lot better by this Monday. Excuse me, but by keeping this really simple as well. I don't really have therapy. I might skip, although if something traumatic happened, I might just I get panic attacks. So I might want to talk about that. But if things actually go pretty well and I just need to rest, I'll just skip that. So there is some wiggle room to just kind of skip some things. Let's see, I need a dot here, and then some dots here, and my last red dots. Okay. So yeah, this would be amazing if I got all of this done. I'm just looking in here and going, that it may not happen. So I'm sorry if I skip this week. I'll try to at least put like a little post in the community tab saying, I'm sorry, I can't, but we'll see. We'll see, because it's leading up to it. And so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I can't predict the future. It's kind of like predicting the weather. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So this is kind of like a green. And then I had these that actually have like little butterflies and dragonflies on them that kind of closely match. They're a little bit more teal. And then I also have, it's kind of a geometric pattern that, it's mostly black and white. I was trying to see if it was like a deep purple, and it's not. And you'll see the lines through it. It is very thin. But I wanted something just kind of mundane. And this actually matches a whole lot better, that one. But I think I might put that, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to put that. But this one for now. Uh-oh. This one I'll put down here. See. I love that deep color. I just needed kind of a grounding color. And probably next week I'll have something like more warm and fun. But I wanted something a little bit more chill, low key. Yeah. Let's see. And I love this color. This is the Laurel Denise one. And there's a lot to it. Like, that's some thick, that's going to last a while, you know. Usually it's kind of a green color I might use in the fall or something. But let's see how this one will work. Like, I like how the dots are kind of equidistant on the top and the bottom, that it wasn't cropped too weird. So it's a little wavy, but oh no, something went a little awry. Let's see. Something's happening. There we go. Oh, I think this corner is not sticking very well. Excuse me. It's been a little dry and a lot of allergies. So yeah, I kind of have to figure out my meds. Oh, there's a little pink on here or something. Like, I'm supposed to take my blood pressure meds before surgery, but I think I have to take my allergy meds after. And this feels kind of floaty now, so I'm kind of wondering if I might put this somewhere. I think I'm going to put it at the top because I don't have anything at the tippy top. And I think it might be kind of nice to... It's kind of in the... Well, maybe I'll put it at the very, very top here because I don't usually put too much up here. Oh no, there's a no school up there. Let's not put it there. And I know this might kind of go into the surgery area, but yeah, it kind of brings the darker and the lighter, but it's still very present, very pronounced. Okay. I was just watching before I hopped on here to film Succession. I have to say, I'm only on season 1. I just started watching yesterday. Actually, no, I lied. I started watching maybe 2 days ago. I'm on season 2 because I just flipped over to the next season. So that's those. I was wondering if I could use like the feathers from this. No, that's too warm. I definitely want to use one of those. And I was looking at like, could I use this? I don't think so. Oh, I'm hearing classical music. And then I was wondering about using this plant. I don't think so. I think it's just this. So I'm going to use a little dragonfly because of my dragonfly. I don't show this guy very much. But yeah, that's my dragonfly. Put that there. That's really pretty classical music that somebody's playing out there. Let's see, where else can I put like a little flower? I feel like kind of putting one here. And then I want to use up some of these. They're more like ink blots. Like here. Come here. Here. Yeah, I kept using the ones with images in them, but these are like the plain ones. And then, let's see. I think I want to put one here. Maybe right about here. Kind of spotty. There's some spots on here. Okay. I think that's good. So I'm going to write one of the big ones. And it's an 840 check-in of surgery. And it's going to go, so yeah, if I just kind of line that up here, it's kind of like a little flag almost. And then it goes pretty much by 2, I'll be done. And my son doesn't have school that day, so my mom's going to come over and just be with him while my husband picks me up and takes me. So yeah, if you kind of look at it like that, that's not too bad. You know, almost getting there around 9, doing prep stuff. It's about an hour, and then just kind of recovery. I think I'll be done by noon, and then they'll kind of watch me just in case. Then I need, for here, it's a, oh, I didn't put the little checkbox. It is $12.45 for my GYN. And that's the pre-op here. And that's like for any questions. I do have a couple questions, and I've been using my, she always wants me to come 15 minutes early, so it's actually a 1 o'clock, but yeah, then 2 p.m. therapy. But I've been using my health planner with the questions in there. That was the point of having it. I was like, what do I do with these back pages? Wait, there's all these questions that pop up for health stuff. So let's use that. Oop, there we go. And yeah, like this color is almost matching this color right here perfectly. And then my son has therapy, and we don't know, there's an orchestra concert like immediately after, and I don't think we're gonna make it. And we asked him, and he said, I don't think so. Although we could, it's, you know, we're not too far from the school, so we could run over and see. He just wants to watch. So with most of his performances he watches, and that's enough for him to do. So, do I have a teal color? I'm gonna plop this down here. Nope, way too light. I've done this before. I'm trying to think if I have, so that was like a navy blue. This one. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, I think I have that here. I think it's this one. Where am I? Here I am. Oh, and I got to pull the card. Let's do that first. Okay, so this was really interesting to me because it possibly symbolized moving. We'll see. That's still up in the air. So yeah, like wondering where we're going to live, having surgery. It's all big stuff right now. Adulting stuff. Let's see. I would love to have a card that's reassuring. That would be nice. That would be nice. I do have a lot more positive feelings though. If I hadn't gone through my surgery in August, I would be freaking out right now. But I did all the freak out back then. And knowing, you know, I can get through it and it's a common thing. You know, they're going to take a biopsy. They're going to take a camera and look around and see what's going on. I might have a much more for sure answer about what's going on. And so I love to know the truth. I want to know the truth. I want information. Even if I worry about it, I want that information. So yeah, that's my intentions. Maker of needles. So needles are thinking. Let's see. I don't remember this card that much. Maker of needles. And even if it's not totally reassuring, that's okay. Okay, it's positive. Maker of needles. Stitch together your story with confidence, clarity, and self-love. So it may not be a story per se, but I love that. Needles. And that is... So I could stitch together what I think my story is going to be, which is positive. Like my story of my surgery will go just fine. So stitch together. Let's see. Your story with... I'm writing this big. Normally I take up less room, but my pen wants to take up room because I should have a short list here. Confidence, clarity, oh, running towards the end of the page there, and self-love. Yes, 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 yes. And it's almost like... like writing your story, writing your narrative. I can write my narrative as this is a really great step for me to take. Like even my surgery in August was so worth it. Like, yeah, I'm just going to put those. So number one thing. Okay, my husband's getting into the freezer right now. I don't know what's going on. Number one thing is recovery. There's a lot of slamming of doors. That's okay. Recovery. Should I just have one for surgery? I guess so. Recovery is my number one thing, but And then I'll have like getting through the appointments. And then I'm just going to put website. And that's it. Like, that's it. That's all I'm putting. Oh, I do have to put down here. And then I'll put, let's see. So sleep. We actually went to sleep early last night, and that was a huge help. My son had a haircut at noon, so we had to get up and do our typical Saturday brunch earlier, but it worked. Oh, I don't have to put videos on here. I was putting videos, and done with that. Website. I have a feeling like I may be in a little pain for a couple days, but I may just also need to be in bed for a little bit too. So I may be kind of working on my website at that point. I don't know. These are my appointments here. Wow. All of a sudden my eraser has like all those little bits on there. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, whatever. And then the orchestra concert. Okay, I have to do this sideways. Concert with a question mark. Plants on Monday. Record podcast, I think will work. Thankfully, I got through the last 3 that I recorded were kind of a series, so those are kind of done. And then I need to film one of these days. This is going to be kind of busy, so yeah. I won't be filming here. Well, I might have a to-do list on prep. I was going to put just the giant line through that, but I don't think so. And then here it will be my CP, plan with me. Here's my Makselife, plan with me. And the podcast comes here. So there won't be, any extra videos next week. I think I'll just put like prep, and that'll be like pill, shower. They want you to take a shower right before. And then I'll find out what else. For the most part, that's about it. And then no eating or drinking from the night before, which is basically while I sleep. So nothing after midnight like a gremlin. Anything else? Anything else? Let's see. Do I have... So that one I did a couple weeks ago. Oh, it was a lighter one. I didn't really have a darker one here. But let me try something new. Let me just put little lines here with the same color. Like that. Still kind of brings your eye down, because I will forget. I'm going to try to do a little meal planning here like I normally do, although I might end up doing that tomorrow and then going on Monday to pick up food and being done. Normally I pick up food on like a Thursday, but because I don't like to shop on Mondays because they're out of a lot of things from the weekend. But I might just kind of supplement, and we'll definitely have dinner out on Friday night. We're just planning on that right now. But we also have some meals around here, so we're not doing too bad. And then it's Labor Day weekend. which we'll do ribs one of those days. I don't know. I don't know which day that'll be. I want to say here. Yeah, because my husband, that's the thing. We have a, oh, what's it called? It's a meat store near us. And I'm like, pick up something now, because if you pick up anything next week, it's going to be like crazy for getting any kind of barbecue stuff. So yeah. Is that it? Oh, my son's times. Let me do that. It's one of the last things. So here to here. And he will be very happy that it's, well, we've already talked that it's only 4 days. And then the next week we'll only have 4 days. And then we get into June and he finishes up. Like, now we're pretty late. Yeah, like I was looking at other school schedules for other states, and a lot were starting in August and getting done by like the second week of June. Now, when I went to school, it was the day after, 2 days after Labor Day, which is what they do around here. But I would always be out by like the second week of June. I don't know. I guess they tacked on some extra hours, extra days for kids to be in. So kind of monochromatic, which is like, I'm loving this because it's one of my favorite colors. And having the little dragonfly here, and confidence, clarity, and self-love is what I'm going to focus on for this day. And yeah, everything for that. And then we'll find out. I know there's like interviews in here. I haven't even put those on. I just like to kind of know when he's having those like hard conversations with people, saying, hey, I mean, it's natural to him because he's been interviewing so much, but it's just kind of like, I want to kind of give him a little, you got this, right before that. So I think that's it. I'm sure I'm missing something. I'm sure I am. But, excuse me, I'm going to talk a little bit more about business planning in my next video, because having surgery on a week that you're working affects you. So I'll talk about that over there. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I will be filming on Thursday, so it will be before my surgery. So this is not right, like not the last time, but yeah, I'll let you know probably how kind of the first half of this week goes, and then wish me luck. Okay. Thank you for sticking with me. And if you have not subscribed yet, it's really helpful to get notifications about when my videos come out. Consider subscribing. So until next time, thank you for joining me. Take care, everyone. Big hugs and confidence and clarity and self-love to you. Bye.